live. Hello, everyone. My name is Katan. I'm the founder of BossBabeBlog.com, and today I have
Cherie, CEO and founder of Sudden Success Business Solutions. Hey, y'all.
Thank you for joining us. We are going live here for Mabel's African Cuisine and Bar, and we're just here to talk about entrepreneurship, sales. I'm going to share some things that have really helped me, and then I'm going to allow Cherie to also take over. So you were saying something, but I wanted us to kind of talk about it again, or you wanted to talk about it on camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
My definition of a person who is, because we were talking about solution orientation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I like to tell people, you are not in business until you have spent your rent money on your business, and your business and put you in a position somewhere in your house. If them two things ain't happened,
Not the balloons pop.
that's when you official. That's when you in the club.
You know what? And the reason why she was talking about this is because there was a minor issue just now. Actually, there were two minor, I won't call them issues, but there were situations. And she was just so quick to help with solving them. And I said, it is just so refreshing to be around other solution-oriented people. But that's also the importance of marketing, networking, and like you said, collaboration, but with the right people, because it makes a world of a difference. Yeah. Like even when we were talking about working with people, growing your team, and then having a team where you don't even have to really tell them what to do or prompt them, versus feeling like you have to micromanage.
Micromanage is the worst thing that you can do, actually.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because when you micromanage, you don't allow people to show you their gifts.
Mm-hmm.
You only let them show you what you want to see. And if you just give a person the opportunity to actually just be them, they're going to blow your mind.
Mm-hmm.
It has never not happened. I'll say, hey, can you do this design for me? And I keep it vague on purpose because I want to see what their mind is like.
Yeah.
And when I do that, not only does that give me the ability to see what they see, but then that also gives me the ability to collab with them, because I'd be like, okay, this looks great, but if we change this to this, or we do that, because like my shirt. So my bestie made my shirt. I'm going to shout her out every time. Mm-hmm. This was different before. She did all of this, and she had something different here and something different here. So she showed it to me, and I was like, this is fantastic. But what if we change this? And we changed it, and it was great. So it's a combination of both of us.
Let me show you, guys, the shirt on the other one.
Because I do marketing, and I can't say I market if I'm not marketing. And we got you on the back, too. Hold up. Hold up. You see it?
Yes, the QR code. Let me see what it says on the back. We pay referrals, and then it has a QR code on the back too.
And that goes to my website.
That's nice. And this QR code, I was talking about this. I was telling her that I had a client that is very outgoing and always going out to different events and talking to people, but she doesn't always have her business cards. And then even when she does have them, she doesn't always send people directly to the website when there's opportunities to. So the QR code is a faster way to do that, where you can just turn around, scan. Sometimes people want to do that.
And it's introvert proof.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Join in. Let us know you're here in the comments. Drop a heart below. And let us know where you're watching from. But let me see. But no, I think that that's a wonderful fact that you are someone that is a walking billboard for your brand. I think a lot of times people are shy, so they don't want to have like too much on them. But that's a conversation starter. Why did you start your business? What do you do? Let me scan your QR code. Sometimes you don't even have to start the conversation because they're just walking behind you.
And I'm going to tell you how I came up with this idea. I had a client that was an introvert. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I don't like talking about my business. So what we ended up doing was we got her this ridiculously huge button that she would wear yellow. And in red letters, it said what her business did and come talk to me about it if you're interested.
Okay.
And that way she never had to start the conversation. People would just walk up to her and start that conversation. So I'm introverted proof too, y'all.
That's good though. And that's a challenge too. It makes you step out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit more about why you decided to start your business and a little bit more about the solutions that you provide?
Sure. So I run a virtual assistant staffing and marketing company. So I basically help entrepreneurs be less busy while making more money. And a lot of entrepreneurs want to do everything by themselves, and it's just not possible. That's not your role.
Yeah.
That is not your job. Your job, you have 3 tasks. You'll agree with me when I say it. Number 1, you are the visionary of your company.
Yep.
You have to lay the groundwork. You can't do that if you are also the fulfillment part, also the janitor, also the accountant, also, and you have an outside life. So if you are a woman, you, especially firstborn daughter, you are the backbone. So now you got mama to take care of, and you got brothers who are crazy, and you're trying to be everything to everybody. You can't do that in your business, and you shouldn't do it in your life either. But we'll stick with business today.
Look, right? We'll be in a whole nother podcast.
Girl.
Hello, thanks for joining. Let us know where you're watching from. So I just want to like piggyback off of what you said. I think that for a lot of people, they are used to trying to take on more than what they are supposed to, and they're used to not delegating.
Yes.
And it comes from being scared of letting go of that control. And oftentimes I see it in entrepreneurship, and they don't realize how much they're breaking their business down, because the time you're spending trying to control areas that you don't necessarily need to be focused on, you could have been spending on elevating your craft, or figuring out a way to have a better customer experience, or finding new ways to streamline your communication with your clients. So they don't realize how expensive it is to micromanage. It's the same as double working. When you're double working, you're wasting time and money.
Yes.
So micromanagement, where you could have just given the task, let them do the task, provide the deadline, communicate clearly the first time. Now we're making money. Now we're being productive. And so we were talking about that on the podcast yesterday, which is why I really resonated with what you were saying about, like, you shouldn't be doing everything. You shouldn't be picking up your phone calls. It's not normal for the CEO of a business.
It's not,
to be doing everything.
So when I'm explaining this to a lot of people, I dumb it down to their normal life. So let's talk about delegating your life. We're talking cleaners, we're talking meal prepping, those kind of things. If you earn $100 an hour and it takes you 3 hours to clean your house, that is $300, right? But if you hire a cleaner that can do it for $75, and you can hire a meal prepper for $50, or vice versa, whatever, you are spending 100 and what was it, 25 bucks? 75 and 50, $125 to get your 3 hours back, so you can go make that 300. So in theory, you are netting $275 by outsourcing the things that take up your time where you could be making money. The same applies for your business. If you outsource the things that don't make money, then you can go focus on making the money while the people are doing those tasks that don't make money.
Mm-hmm.
You are not, the janitor does not make sales. The sales are what keep the doors open. So get those salespeople in place. Get those cold callers in place. Do the activities that actually bring in money. So the 3 pillars for a CEO: the vision, find the people who can bring that vision to life, and find the people and find ways to pay them. That's it. Find the money, find the people, create the vision. That is your role. If you're doing anything outside of that, you're out of place. You are out of place. Yeah. If you want your business to have the best opportunity at success, delegate, delegate, delegate. I try to find more ways for me not to do more in my business every day.
Because that's the goal. The goal is not to stay just me by myself. The goal is that my team continues to grow and grow.
Absolutely.
And they grow at an excellent rate because I'm allowing them to be their most productive self. And I'm stepping back because I think we forget leadership does not always mean that you are the person instructing people to do things. Leadership means knowing when you need to lead and knowing when you need to follow. So I feel like if we can get that part down, you can have really successful collaborations. Like you said, find a way to pay them, even if you're not able to pay them monetary wise. What if you guys were bartering? What if you guys were offering service exchange? It's not always going to be, that huge $1 million marketing team in the beginning, but you can work your way up there. And before you say that it's not possible, there's always going to be somebody out there that is going to find your offer valuable. It's about continuing to look for them and finding them.
Yes, because Amazon started in a garage.
Yeah. They always start in small spaces.
Yeah, they started in a garage.
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk slept on couches for years. So, because all the money went towards the business and making sure that the right people were in place. Mm-hmm. So I am a firm believer in getting entrepreneurs to stop answering their own phones. When you go to Tesla, Elon Musk is not there to help you. He has people there to help you, and he makes us $jillions a second. Mm-hmm. Same. Jeff Bezos ain't never delivered a package to your door. Okay,
ever.
The Waltons ain't never been at Walmart to check you out.
Yep,
they ain't stocked not one shelf, and they are making money over money over money. Get out your own way. Hire somebody to do the things that you can't, so you can focus on the things that you are good at and that you can expand on. And I promise you, your company is going to be so much better. And to piggyback off of what you said, leaders, a lot of people have the mindset of leadership really jacked up.
Yeah.
Leaders are the best followers, honestly.
Yeah.
Leaders are the best followers. My team is phenomenal. I could never do what they do, ever. And there is a respect that comes with having a team, and there's a hustle that comes with it. Because when you are responsible for somebody else's house, it's one thing to be responsible for your own, but when you know somebody else's lights and their children having clothes for school is
reliant upon what type of leader you are and how productive you are with bringing in that income. It's a huge responsibility. And then also, you don't want to make a person feel like they're just coming in to collect, check, and leave. I feel like that's such a empowerless environment to be a part of. And I've worked in those environments, even in retail. Mm-hmm. So I've seen all sides, starting from just being a stock associate all the way to a store manager to a district trainer. And one of the things that always stuck with me was when you find someone who is talented, you have to delegate, you have to trust them, because when you let them feel like your vision is their vision, they will feel that and it will show in their results. And you don't have to worry about, will we be productive? Will we make our goals? Will we get there? Because it's not just your business now, it's their business too.
Exactly. My company, my employees are more important than my clients.
Yeah.
And that's for me. My employees come first. I will fire clients for talking to my employees disrespectful.
Yeah.
And because I have that stance, my employees are like, yeah, we don't play about her.
And my other thing too, all of my clients, they're people that understand the importance of taking care of people. So our values align. So I haven't really had too many times. I've never had a time with a client, but I have had times where I've declined a person simply based off of how they treated my team members, because I'm a firm believer that whether you're talking to the janitor or the CEO of the building, the level of respect that you show should be the same regardless. And oftentimes, people just jump to that assumption, well, if you can't give me anything, then I don't need to be nice to you, or I don't have to be respectful to you, or I could treat you any kind of way because nobody's watching, or because you need this job, it's okay for me to treat you like this because you have something to lose. Versus just treating people right and with respect regardless.
I treat people like they are giving me time away from their family. Mm-hmm. They are giving me time away from their life. Like, they could be doing anything else. And yes, we all need to make money at the end of the day, because that's the system that society has set up for us. Mm-hmm. But who wants to go in and just feel like a number? Nobody. None of us appreciate that. Yeah. So why would you be that person to somebody else? It doesn't make sense to me at all. I think gratitude and appreciation will take you so much further with your team than dictatorship
or micromanagement.
Which is dictatorship as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, right. It really is, because you tell someone to do something, and then you tell them how to do it, and then you try to stand over their back and say when to do it. And I just need some space.
What it's looking like over there.
Exactly. 30 seconds later. But for me, I think the day that my business became, it was always a mission, but the day that it became something extremely powerful like no other was when I really tapped into understanding what a leader looks like, but also when I made the decision that I want to create a culture where no matter what role you are in, when you come here, you're seeing something valuable happening for yourself, for your life. Whether it's you leave happy, whether it's you learn something to help you make money, whether you are connected with somebody else to help you make money. But that's always been my mission. And I had to understand two things. The first thing is that you have to be speaking to somebody that values and wants to see what you're talking about first.
Girl.
Because if you're talking to people that are not interested in it, it really is a waste of both of you guys' time. But then the second thing is you have to ask yourself, what does this person want? What motivates them? And how can I bring value to that? And so since I've been doing that, that is one way that I've been able to increase my sales and my clientele, since we're talking about the sales webinar. But I would challenge everyone who's listening to this to think about every area of their business. Think about the people who work with you, your partners. Think about your clients. Think about your potential clients. Think about your networking, people that you just run into throughout the day. And ask yourself, what is one way that they can leave happier than they came? Yes. And if you can do that, you can change people's life. You can make an impact, but you can also have long-lasting clients who stay with you and are extremely loyal. Because some of my like long-term clients that have been here with me from the beginning came from me asking, how can I make their day better through this service or through this experience? And it wasn't about like, well, you spend this money, then I can do. It was whatever you came to get, I'm going to try to make sure that you leave feeling like this was worth your time. So whether it be an interview, whether it be a brunch, whether it be a meetup, well, I'm just passing by and we're just talking, something positive that they can take with them.
Girl,
that impact, it makes a huge difference, and people will come back for that. I had a client come back for that
all the time, every day.
Yeah.
If you treat a person like they matter, if they leave you with more value than they came with, that's my motto for relationships. I've never had a bad relationship because I'm always like, well, what did I leave with? Mm-hmm. And if I left with something, and it may have just been knowledge, it might have been, I understand me better. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a bad relationship. It ended, but that doesn't mean it was a failure. Mm-hmm. So many people think because it ended, it was a failure. No, things are supposed to naturally go away. You're supposed to lose people, gain people. You know, as you evolve, your surroundings is going to evolve with you. Mm-hmm. So I've never looked at it as failure because somebody left.
Yeah.
Or we're no longer in the same space or the same place, mentally, spiritually, whatever. Mm-hmm. We just came at a fork, and the fork said we had to do this.
No, if I left, it was bad, and I had to get up. and I wasn't the problem. It was you. I left you.
Y'all, whoever dated her needs to get that thing together. You need to get it all together, because she meant every word of that.
And I meant every last word of it. Look, I couldn't even say I'm just kidding, because no, if I left you, if I'm not in your life. Hello. But no, the mindset, I'm joking, I'm being silly, but for real though. But at the same time, it's true. Yeah. Baby, if I'm not in your life, you did something. It was you. It was you.
I'm not saying they did or didn't. I'm just saying.
Exactly the fifth. But no, on a serious note, I do feel like you're right. Like, a relationship ending or pausing is not a negative thing. And a lot of times people tend to view it that way. And they look at it like, oh, this had to be something negative. No, maybe we just have two different paths and we'll meet again when it makes sense. But right now we have two separate ways we got to go. Can't always hold hands. You know, sometimes you have to let go and go to where you need to go, and you meet them soon. Or maybe you won't. Maybe you just take from it what you need to and then keep on moving. But you were still bad, but I'm going to take what I can from this.
Right. It wasn't for me. It was a bit bitter. It was a little tart.
Exactly. So I want to move into some behaviors that have really helped me with gaining sales for any entrepreneurs out here that are trying to elevate their business, increase sales, increase clientele. I'm going to move through about 1 to 5. Usually I do about 1 to 10, but I really want to focus in on each one. So the first one that I'm going to start off with, really important to me, is email marketing. it's understanding that when you learn how to communicate with your audience consistently and you provide interest to them, eventually they can turn into those sales. It's about creating resources that are complementary first so they can build that trust and then they can come and shop with you. So email marketing is a huge thing. Now, when you hear that word, if you get overwhelmed, I'm going to simplify it. You need to start sending out email newsletters. And when I say newsletter, I just mean a communication to your clients or to people that are potential clients who have given you their emails to do so. And you have to get out of your own way. You got to get out of being shy. Sometimes entrepreneurs don't want to send because they don't know what to say. Do some research on ways that you can be impactful with your words. Pay attention to how much you're giving and how much you're selling. You shouldn't be always selling in your emails. It should be a good mix of like encouragement, inspiration, insight, and then maybe here and there you'll sell some products. Email marketing, huge one. The next one, oh, I'm sorry.
I have a tip for that.
Oh, what you got?
So if you don't know what to put in your newsletter, I would highly recommend askaquestion.com. You can go to that and you can see what people are searching on Google for your niche. So if you have a candle company, you can go and say, what are people searching about candles? And it will give you all of the Google searches on candles, and you can make that not only in your newsletter, but you can make that social media marketing too. So
okay.
You can make different
videos. Name again?
Askaquestion.com.
Okay. Askaquestion.com. Thank you for that.
Yes.
So now you have a tool right there. And in the process of the email marketing, just simplify. Always think, what is one task I can complete? It doesn't have to be a billion messages. It can be one message. Hey, today I want to share one new tip on how you can do this or that. So, those are things that you can do. The other tip that I would give is create an ecosystem. Create an ecosystem for your clients. And what I mean by that is anything and everything that your clients are telling you they are seeking in their life, in their business, if you're business to business. If you're not, that's okay. But you're going to create that. So for my clients, I know that they're entrepreneurs. A lot of times they struggle with having a balance. They end up working way more than what they need to. Oftentimes they don't feel like they have support. They feel alone. Oftentimes they don't want to always go out because they're tired after working. So what did I do? I created online and in-person events. I created events dedicated to different things. I created a lounge where people can go and keep up to date with other entrepreneurs. I have a private chat for all of my directory members. So we have about 50 plus of the members in there. And then on our actual website, we have all of the members listed. So you can contact them directly or you can join the chat. But you start to create a space where you're answering those solutions that they're looking for, and you dig deeper than surface level assistance. So there's customer service and then there's customer experience. And once you learn the two, you will start to see an increase in your sales and you will see repeat customers and also referrals. Customer service is where someone comes up to you and they say, I want some water. And what do? You give them the water and that's it. You've served them. Customer experience is how do you differentiate yourself from your competitors, but also how do you leave an impactful thought process for your clients. So when you come somewhere and you want a good customer experience and they say, I want water, I'm going to get you water, but it's going to be in a beautiful glass cup. I'm going to have a thank you note next to the water. I'm going to have your favorite song playing while you're waiting. I'm going to have someone standing next to you talking about all the different flavors we have. I'm going to give you some free samples. It's about how they feel when they are at your brand and what experience they associate with your brand and your business. So,
yes.
It's that deep marketing. And so those things really do help with gaining sales, but also with retaining customers, because some people are not in the place where they don't have sales. They're in the place where they're struggling to retain those customers. And I've been successful with retaining my customers. So I've had clients that have been with me since I started, before I started Boss Babe Blog, when I had other businesses. I have clients who have shopped with all 4 of my businesses and still do shop with all of my brands. So it's a really powerful thing to be able to see someone's email pop up on your orders on every business that you own.
Yes.
And that has happened multiple times for me. So one of the ways that I do that is I provide. Hi.
It's the cutest little one that is just smiling so bright.
That walked over here. I had to say hello. But one of the ways that I do that is I focus on what my brand does differently. I have a clothing boutique. I have an electronics boutique. I have a branding agency. I have a marketing and advertising agency. And I had to ask myself, what is a person going to get that's different from the other agencies when they come here? How am I going to create my own unique culture? Mm-hmm. And so you ask yourself those questions. You start answering those questions. And what you'll find is the more you're able to answer those questions, the more confident you feel about knowing your worth and charging your value. And that's where people often, when they say like, well, I am undercharging or overcharging or undercharging myself, I say, well, do you know what the value is that you bring? Not really. That's usually what the next answer is. They don't know their value, and that's why you're pricing something that should be, $50 at $10 or
Right.
$20 because
Right.
you haven't sat down and done the research on how you're going to be different from your competitors. And an easy way to do that is you can look at the competitors that your brand aligns with, and you look at the competitors where you're wanting to be. And then you're going to list off the services they provide, how much they charge for those services, and the services that you are wanting to provide, but most importantly, the solution that you're providing. And that leads us to the next tip, which is understanding your solution, learning the features and benefits talk. When we talk about how to gain sales, people are often thinking I'm about to give them like a sales script on how you're going to sell this product to your customer. Like,
Yes.
help me get this money. How do I do this? Because I'm telling people about my products. I'm giving them my business cards. I'm telling them that I provide advertising. And for some reason, it's just not translating. And that's because telling someone that you provide advertising does not tell them the solution that you're going to provide to their business. So you have to break it down. What is it that you're giving them? And then what are the benefits of what you're giving them? That is the features and the benefits. The feature is what it is that you're giving them, and the benefit. So, the feature is this maroon sparkly dress, and the benefits of it is that it's flexible, it's breathable, it's made with 100% cotton, whatever that's going to be. But we can do that with products, but for some reason, it's hard to translate when you're an entrepreneur of the features of your brand or your services and the benefits of them.
Right.
So break those down, understand the solution that you're providing, and then start getting in front of people. Just because you are in proximity to leads does not mean that you're automatically going to obtain them if you haven't done that research to understand how you're going to make their life easier, but most importantly, how you're going to communicate that. We got to simplify the way that we're telling someone how we can help them.
Which is why those I help statements are so powerful, because it gives you the feature and the benefit all in 30 seconds. I help people do this. I help with this by doing this. So those are why those statements are so powerful, because you've done the research for your market and they're screaming, I need this.
Yeah.
So when you say, I provide this to them, you instantly know your people, because they're like, oh, I need that.
Yeah. And that's funny, because the more you do it, I guess the more natural it becomes. Because I did that when you were asking me, and I was like, oh, I help shoppers find.
Right.
It just comes natural, I guess.
It just comes natural.
When you learn your target audience, because you know the solution that you're providing. So that is very much true. And I would just say, when you learn how you give a solution, practice laying that out as simply as possible on paper and off paper. So you have your invoice statements, you have your estimates, and then you have your communication. And for me, it starts with the communication. I'm telling someone I help with this. And then it moves to the invoice, what you're getting listed out, what benefits that's going to provide you, or the information on that. A template that gives them a list where they can click on each thing that they're wanting to see what they get, So you do that, it makes it so much faster. And then usually people, they're like, they take it. I haven't had too many estimates where someone directly asked, what do you do or how do you do this, where I didn't get them to go and purchase that service or sign up as a client. But that's because I thought about how can I quickly and effectively explain what is she going to receive on a list and how it's going to benefit her business or what that entails. So you do that and you're going to get those customers. So it's going to happen. Let's see. Like I said, I have a lot of different things that have helped me with sales. We talked about that, the ecosystem. Learning how to utilize resources to bring in leads is really important. So resources can look like anything from an ebook. It can be a course. It can be a class. It can be, which is similar, same thing, but it can be a video that you've already made and you're replaying over and over again. Webinar. It can be a special VIP event. But you create these events or these resources that are complimentary, that do not drain you, that you can give out to people so that they can learn more about you and build trust. So that's a really easy way to do it. And when I say that, sometimes entrepreneurs get scared because they automatically think, oh, I can't afford to do X, Y, and Z, or I can't give this, or what all is it going to take? Free. It can be free for them, and it can be almost free for you.
What I have learned, and maybe a lot of people will think differently, I've learned that the people who tell the most about their process, like they'll put it all on the table. You'll see those TikTok channels where they'll tell you A to Z of making a candle, and then they get $3 million worth of candle sales. It's because they showed the process, and that person realized that the $15 they were going to spend to get the candle was worth it, not to do this process.
Exactly. That's another thing too, because like I've had that conversation too, where they're like, "Well, I'm just going to give them the information on it." Yes, give them the information, because I can't tell you how many classes I've taught with marketing, advertising, or web design where a person has said, "Okay, how much does it cost for you to just do it?"
Right.
And I'm like, "Oh, well, if you want, I mean, okay."
The easiest way to get a client is to tell them what they don't want to do.
Mm-hmm. And you don't even have to try to convince. You don't have to try to make them feel like it's strenuous. Give them that walkthrough of what it entails for you, and then just watch. Eventually, their eyes go from, "Yeah, I think I want to do this," to, "I think I want you to do this." So
you got it, girl.
Huge.
Let me just. How much you say? Where the line at?
So is this full payment invoice? What does it look like? Because we're getting it.
We do payment plans.
And then I have one last tip that I think is going to be probably the most powerful tip today. And this is going to help with entrepreneurs at any level in my experience so far. And that is authority building and creating your digital footprint. So this one is huge. And if you're not already creating a digital footprint where you are doing interviews, you're going live, you're having conversations, you might want to start. Especially if your brand, you have platforms online that you're selling on. Because I'll say this again, I've said it before, social media is not the only platform to make sales or to make money. If someone tells you that, they would be lying, whether it's because they're intentionally telling you that or if it's because they don't know. But we have brick and mortar locations, like Mabel's African Cuisine and Bar is a brick and mortar location. We have, yes, thank you very much. We have, I feel like I was on a TV show.
Right.
Mabel's African Cuisine and Bar. But, we have brick and mortar locations. We have online platforms like stores. We have social media fronts. We have people who have shops on their Instagram. We have Linktree. There's so many platforms. So many. It's not like you can only make money off of social media. However, we are in a day and age where a lot of people look for social proof before they go and spend money with you. When you tell them what your website is, some people will go straight to your social media. I've had people who I give them the website, and then they click on the Instagram on the website. They don't scroll through the website. They say, "Let me check their social media." I had another client that was like, "Hey, I'm interested in this." And I said, "Okay, great." And he was like, "Can you send me your social media?" So it's not to say you can't make money other ways, but create your digital footprint. Start getting on podcasts. Start getting interviews. If you don't feel like making the content, go out there and become that content. Like, go and talk to people, do brunches, go live and talk about what you're doing, and then hop off. But the more times that your name is popping up on that search engine, the more likely you're going to be ranked at the top when you are creating relevant content. And so if my name is always popping up because I'm doing tons of podcasts, like, you guys can even test it out. Type in Katan Paul, type in Nicole Smith, that's another member of our directory. Type her in on YouTube, because I was just talking about her. She's a publisher. And so when you type in Nicole Smith on YouTube, you will see a long list of interviews that Nicole has done with multiple podcasts, including mine. And that's because she's consistently interviewing and putting herself on multiple platforms. Then you have social media posts, you have podcast interviews, you have reels that you can create on Instagram, you have Facebook posts. Facebook is really good for boosting people to the top, because I've had so many things that I searched on myself, and then a Facebook post that I made like
12 million years ago.
Look, I was gonna say 20 years ago, popped up on my feed, and I'm like, oh, it's still there. So you have to build your digital footprint. And I want to break it down or simplify it for people who get overwhelmed easily. The first step is you have to decide that you care more about succeeding and growing than you do about looking silly or making mistakes. Because those fears of, what if I don't say the right thing? What if I stumble over my words? What if somebody misunderstands me? They're all coming true. It's happening. I'm telling you that because it's happening. It always happens in life. Mistakes happen. People misunderstand you. Sometimes you stumble over your words. Sometimes you feel nervous. I've had times where I've gone live, even after going live for years, and I'm like, ooh, I feel a little nervous. It's going to happen. But the difference between an entrepreneur and someone who decides not to be an entrepreneur is that you're choosing discomfort, because on the other side of discomfort usually is where your success is and your leads and your growth. So you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Make that decision. Once you make that decision and you know you're really going to execute it, not say it, but execute it, then you need to start going on different platforms and interviewing. Research what the platform is about and learn how you can get on it. A lot of platforms are free. You go to LacoleSmith.com and you click on her page that says MTD, Motivational Talk Dialogue. You can be interviewed on her show. 10 minutes. It's like 1,000 something words. You can get across what your brand is and what you do in 10 minutes. It's $0.
And to the point of discomfort is not something that just keeps going and going and going. You are going to be uncomfortable for a little bit. I'm not going to lie about that. It's going to be uncomfortable. But what happens, as just with anything else, as you sharpen that knife, discomfort goes away. I've been in business so long, it's nothing is a problem anymore.
Yeah.
My friends would be like, you don't care. And it's like, it's not that I don't care. It's just, it's not going to be a problem in a week or a month. So why am I raising my blood pressure over it? Let's just fix it.
Why would I focus in on it? It's not going to be here. So yeah, it's a conversation that you have to have with yourself before you start this, because some people will say, I need to get on some podcasts, and then they don't actually go do it because they're nervous about that process. But I'm encouraging people to get out there and make that happen. Go increase your digital footprint.
One of them.
Yeah.
But now I have plenty. So if you want to look up Cherie Michelle, SHERI, and then 1 L in Michelle, you'll see a whole bunch of them.
See? So now you have Cherie Michelle to look up. You have Lacole Smith, Tom Paul. Look us up on Google. You'll see multiple posts, flyers, podcasts, interviews, but you have to put yourself out there, because you don't know how many people are searching for exactly what you provide. And if they keep seeing your name, you are going to be recognized as something relevant, and relevancy is credibility right now. That's what it is. Now, whether, it can be a debatable statement, but the reality is when someone keeps seeing the same thing over and over again, they start to look at it like it's credible. So that's all that I have. Did you want to add anything on?
So my company, Sudden Success, is actually offering a special right now. If you know anyone who is looking for marketing, we are doing a $4.99 special. We will do daily posts on 2 platforms, non-video, so Instagram, Facebook. Every day of the month, we will start your email marketing campaign, get your newsletter going. We will even help you with landing pages or revamping your website logo, all for $4.99 a month. The first 3 months, we have $100 off right now. That is very limited time. So if you know someone who needs it, we are also doing referrals, and that is lifetime. You will get paid monthly for the life of the person being a client of ours. So we would love to help you get your marketing together. We would love to help your friends and family who have businesses do so as well.
Okay, that's a steal. I was just talking about that off camera with her, but being able to get all of that in one place and not having to go and outsource, that takes a lot off of an entrepreneur's back.
Oh yeah, we went and researched it, and the company that is closest to what we're offering is $2,500 a month.
Woo! I believe it though, because it's not like the work is simple. This is a lot of work. There's a lot of people that go behind getting these things done.
Because creating a proper brand includes finding out who you are as an owner, finding out what your mission is, who your target market is. Some of y'all don't know what that is, so we have to help you do that.
Yeah. And or you thought you knew, and then you sit down and realize I need a new audience.
Yes, and so we help with all of that. So you get, and yes, we use AI, because I know somebody's thinking it in their head. We use AI, but you get the best of both worlds. So you get human interaction, so that somebody can tell you and guide you through the process, and you also get the benefits of AI.
Yeah.
And if you want a podcast, YouTube, anything like that, you want TikTok shop, we can help you with that as well. It is a higher tier product. It's only $100 more per platform, but we can absolutely help with those as well. So please look me up. My website is www.itsuddensuccess.com. itsuddensuccess.com.
Okay, so we will have her website attached to this video in the next 1 to 2 days when I upload our podcast. And if you're watching the replay, hit #replay, check her out, learn about her solutions. And you're going to see her tomorrow, because I'm going to interview her again. We're going to go a little deeper.
I will be there.
Yes, and we're going to talk about some really juicy things. The first thing is how we can be better sisters and supporters of one another. And the second thing is how we can uplift and empower each other in our community of minorities and people of color. So
yeah, I can tell you right now, I'm going to get you outside.
Yeah.
Away from your business. My goal is to get y'all not working. So I help entrepreneurs work less and make more money.
Yeah.
Okay. I am 100% in the business of helping you achieve the dream of why you started your business. To let somebody else do it while you go enjoy a beach somewhere. Because the last time I went to the beach, I came back to $3,000 sitting in the bank account. Okay. I want that for you.
Listen, we want that for you. I want that for you. I want that for everybody. Can we all do that?
Yes, you can. Call me.
Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. We'll be here again next month, the first Saturday of every month at Mabel's, and then the first Sunday of every month at Sugaring LA in Plano, Texas. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.